as we get started with Dust 2.
Woo! Heading in. All right, finally, we get to see the game. We get to get ourselves in there. Now we're gonna start off, of course, here. It's already looking good. The second map coming through, so we didn't get to see Mirage.
No sense of Mirage at all, but look at the early smokes that come by. Divides out this full push into the back of Spawn. Now the T side, heading their way into A. It's looking really good for this first pistol round, but as much as they try, Echo try to hold their own. 3 left alive, one of which including Minio, the sub of the team.
Yeah, there's already a lot of players here sticking out for Evil Geniuses. They have the upper ground. It's going to be Minio left alone, but maybe the sub is going to be able to do a lot here. Actually, the aim being completely on match. And perfect, too, because Minio didn't even know they were playing in this, and they're already ready. Didn't need the warm-up. Instead, working up through the
This is their warm-up.
Yeah, this is their warm-up. Look at that.
I mean, overall, though, a lot of damage being dealt from Echo's side in the first round. I like the fast push. I like using the smoke to divide out from CT spawn into A and just go for the full rush into B. You know, we meme so much about rushing B over and over again, but generally never from mid, never from double doors. It was a bit of a roundabout way, and I really like how Evil Geniuses kind of took their playbook and just countered it around.
Yeah, coming up here, though, as we can already see. They're going for an A type of strat, but possibly could lurk over to be here for EG. You could see that we do, in fact, have Piggy Kiki all the way on the other side, and really just somewhat of a clear trying to happen here down in A, but so many players. Milky gets the wide swing in, but is not going to be able to clear it out, and then it creates this issue where you're just consistently taking these fights. You gotta back off.
Yeah, back off here and licking your wounds. A lot of damage dealt against Evil Geniuses here. Not a single player except for Piggy Kiki now having full HP. Same can be said, though, for Echo. Double AKs now in their possessions, but even then, the map control in the favor of Evil Geniuses. That bomb could go down any second. With the smokes dividing out the anchor, you can't tell the exact position of anybody left alive for the T side.
Yeah, real far off, so you can kind of come up to an assumption that they're not going to play for this here on Echo. Instead, they're saving the rifles that they managed to pick up later on in this round, which is great because then it kind of plays into the next round. And if they lose that one, they at least have a little bit more of that economy to play with. So this is pretty decent for this round.
Yeah, and that was a really big struggle for Echo in previous matches too, where it's just building that economy, especially on CT side so early on. That was a big advantage that Hot Flash had over Echo, was that Echo themselves, when they were defending, they opted to play for more of a passive buy and would look to find that opportunity more so like 5 or 6 rounds in to get all those rifles and then eventually just kind of overturn and take down Hot Flash. But here, already having 2 AKs, that's such a strong advantage with the rest of Echo, assumingly probably going to go for M4s. That's a really great kind of like diversity of the weapons there because you have all your different ranges covered with the one shot of the AKs, but you don't really get to see that with EG either. Instead, a little bit of an anti-eco there from Lover Girl. The economy not looking that great if they do go down this next round, but so far, a bit of a back and forth. Well, at least a back and forth in the mid-round. It's Echo who are great at stopping these initial pushes.
I agree. They're doing a really good job at, holding back maybe just a little bit, especially coming down around A, right? You can see the hesitation coming through. Not going to be able to go through doors, which is going to be pretty unfortunate, but as they start, Minio's hiding around the corner. The angle's going to be a little bit cheeky. Serious. Oh, gets the second one there, but it's going to be the peeking, but the positioning is perfect. The 2K is great, but will they be able to close this out? Psy managing to get the one. And I mean, here it seems like a round where they initially saved just turns out so great.
And there's the M4s coming through again. Piggy Kiki's the last alive, making their way through tunnels now and underneath. Every angle covered by Echo. No matter where Piggy Kiki goes, she's going to be possibly checkmated. Oh, the deep angle from Folly. She's not checking the right angle either, Piggy, though. Choosing not to push up. Doesn't have the bomb either. It's being guarded by I and Psy. Both holding it down.
No. I think Piggy might actually meet up with someone here coming out through doors, which...
She does have 2 flashes.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting play here. Slowly working their way up, but they're going to meet somebody there hiding in the corner.
Oh, they're playing a contact play.
Yeah.
One or the other. There's going to be a big swing, and Piggy might not have that arm strength to do it. No! Hiding in the corner. You don't check them all. Kiki falls. That's a great first round for Echo. and trying to keep this game alive despite what happened for map number 1.
Yeah.
Or the lack thereof.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, but this was a great play. I actually really liked how they hid themselves maybe a little bit deeper inside of that pit, but playing around that, look at that. All right, they managed to get themselves around. They played perfectly off that contact, and we're bringing this into this coming in. Evil Genius is possibly talking about, since they have that tack timeout to discuss what happened, but it was definitely more so that diversion and that teamwork that worked out so well outside of A.
I gotta give props to Echo and for their first 30 seconds of the round as well. They're able to hold the line, and they're anticipating where Evil Geniuses are going to be pushing in, and typically that is the double doors of A site. They're just holding the line, barely even using any utility in the process, mowing down EG in that singular lane. But EG, that tack timeout has to be for the first 30 seconds. Like, how do we default? Do we play for picks? We just go around and try to counter rotate? No, instead the answer seems to be aggression again.
Ooh, aggression works, but not this time. Cirrus left trying to pick these fights. So much util being completely expended out to get that entry, but I mean, Aichas is just, chilling like a villain down inside of spawn there.
Yeah, Milky right now with that bomb in her possession, hiding away, waiting for the rest of EG to do something, just to alleviate the pressure on B, or possibly for that push in. Minnie and Polly are great to find too, but all that's left is Jessica and Milky, and they're separated out.
Yeah.
But there's no word on Milky's presence.
Ooh.
Was Jessica spotted?
I don't think they get out of this alive. I don't.
They've met up again, though. Evil Genius is reconnected.
No.
Milky might be trying to give a bit of an escape option for Jessica's here. Oh no, this is a boost.
Just holding the angle too, Cirrus. Managing to miss it out, which is fine, because it gives a little bit more time here for EG, but overall, this is not the fight that you want to be picking. We managed to try it out, and it's just not going to work. Okay.
Flawless.
Yeah, second round win.
And so far, even after that attack timeout. Now, keep in mind, if you go for attack timeout and then immediately go for an eco round right after, probably means that wasn't your real strategy. Now that we get to see a bit of a rough buy up here from EG, though, we do see a scout in the hands of Empathy, but across the board, otherwise, mostly just pistols. One rogue deagle, it seems, from Jessica's too, but I mean, not quite the full buy we were expecting to see either, Gompers. And if you rush it down again, Echo are doing an amazing job just holding the line.
Oh, well, they continue. And they will. It's the constant iterations of the places where they're hiding, and nobody manages to find it out. Right? Jessica's could honestly peek this and try for something, knowing where Cirrus is. That information is 100% there, and they know exactly where they are. Cirrus slowly working their way up around the angle. Jessica's don't know what exactly is going to happen. They're holding the angle, but there comes the first-hand shot, and it gives over to Echo.
Empathy's going for that Hail Mary, though, across the entire way, going to B site through tunnels. Minio having to hold the entirety of the site by herself. There could be that rotate over from Folygag. Can't counter out of contention just yet. But everyone from EG are prepping up for this, and he seems to have the right idea. The smoke goes down. She's prepped for that entry. Oh, the contact play from Folly as well. There's only 50 seconds left. Not a lot of time. The deep lurk, too, from Milky. EG are just trying to disrupt everything. Empathy is good for one off screen. That's Folly to fall. Again, the sub holding the line by themselves.
Oh, I'd be afraid here. All right, the fights are picked, and it seems like the crosshair placement looking good. They're just going to actually try to run on. Okay, Empathy. Did not necessarily know what was going on there, so it's a little bit unfortunate. That wide swing catching them off guard, but it's going to be Aich's thought working the way up. Around, nobody knows. Instead, it's Milky preparing themselves for the worst, and they managed to take it.
What a great save from Evil Geniuses. That was an eco round too, starting off. The best weapon EG had was just a scout from Empathy, and she still found the conversion outside of B tunnels and allowing the site to be cleared. But you also got to give it to EG too. Their macro gameplay is amazing. They're able to go for these gigantic wide rotates from one site to another and not be caught out mid whatsoever. And Empathy again tries to continue it again with the op and does find a shot on Cirrus, but doesn't confirm though.
No, but it seems like a B take. A little bit of rounding about down in mid, especially having just Empathy there. So maybe trying to create some more of that control that we're looking for on the site and around it, most definitely. But seeming like some patience here for Echo. They're not trying to push out. They're not trying to be aggressive or get any of that punishment through. It mostly is just this very patient wait.
Yeah, patience is a great way to put it. I feel like Empathy, though, lacks that patience. She just has no fear inside of her, and she pushes up Catwalk doing so. Does allow her to promote Lover Girl to maybe find some contact outside of double doors, but that's not the case. It's mostly just a util stall coming out from EG. We're going to see what Echo do for their first move and overextend, but that hasn't been the case yet.
Oh, Minio knows now. There is a smoke that is actually going to go out there. So, I mean, that information there. Hey, there's a couple players coming around mid. They might hit this A site. Let's gather our attention towards there. So you can see Minio start to round about all the way back over towards A. You can see that HS coming back over towards A as well, but the push starts to commence.
Actually, Ocean's 11 from Evil Geniuses right now. Only Isha knows about what's going on.
Yeah, bomb being planted is great. Sai. Great peek there. There's a lot more to this, though. Okay, Empathy having it up, and it was something that I've been wanting to see, right? The up plays and the constant, consistent shots coming down. It's amazing.
Empathy has been flawless on any sort of sniper so far. It just continues.
Come on.
Really nice from EG. And that tack timeout, that's exactly what you and I would love to see when it comes to gameplay at this level. Being able to use the tack timeout, have a bit of a buff around to rack up your eco, and then just completely changing what you find the fault in your gameplay is. And that was the early rounds for Evil Geniuses. They were stalled out completely by Echo, whether they went the main lane of A or B site, by just utility alone. And now that we're seeing a little bit more of these defaulty plays, pushing to each and every lane at once and just taking your time and playing so patiently, that's exactly what you're looking for. And that was the moment for Echo to go for the counter strat. I think this will be a much harder conversation to have than what EG needed. How do you counter strat a team that plays so unbelievably slow? Really, you just have to keep holding those angles like we saw in the first 2 rounds for Echo.
Yeah, I would say that. And Echo tends to hold these angles that we consistently see them holding, right? Down inside of pit, whether it be there or, I mean, most of the time coming down A long, it definitely is that pit that becomes the biggest transition. They managed to get onto the site coming into that mid control here for EG. And I think you should most definitely keep controlling that and trying to abuse that here for EG. But the biggest problem here from Echo is what's going to happen over towards B. You can see they think that something's going to go down, and it does.
This is incredibly high risk, high reward going toe-to-toe against Empathy through the main doors. Ishot does the same thing. Kiki takes down 2. Empathy's still good, though, with that up down the mid, so in case anyone rotates, well, Folly-Gang can be the one to take the bullet to the face next. It's going to be Last Alive, Sai, and again, an eco round, not really designed for Echo to take anything away, but it was a good idea to kind of go through and see what EG's general strat was for an eco round like that, too, and well, it was met with the same exact thing. A little bit of aggression in the first 10 seconds, and then EG just slow it down and wait to see what Echo does next.
You know, I actually like that wait around in mid. They had the op. They knew that all they had to do was stand by and wait for the peak to come through. So once Echo actually put that forth and gave EG what they wanted, now they have that information. Hey, let's not play towards mid. It's definitely going to be a little bit more scarier with Empathy sitting around there. But the A site seems like the place where they want to go. Nobody's sitting in pit this time around, though.
No, everyone on Echo playing so far back. They're waiting for that contact play again for Evil Geniuses. Keep in mind, with Empathy down in mid, you can't take that map control anymore if you're Echo CT side. You just have to sit and wait. Pre-fire like Folly-Gang through the smokes, not finding much. Allows EG to push up into pit, but again, Empathy has that op. You have to watch out for those long-range angles, and Echo, they don't have any sort of utility. They have only M4s. They can't push up the contest.
Ooh, and there comes the shot from Empathy. They managed to not hit it, but instead Garden takes it, so it's where that teamwork comes in, but a nice smoke to cover up the site so that HS can get at least some of that coverage. But will it work, right? Like, you got Lover Girl putting themselves onto a pedestal and then continuing on the fight, then it's gonna be serious. So trying to hide within the smoke, the wide swing comes through, but Lover Girl not checking their back inside, coming around the back, and there's so much happening at once that you lose so many players. Now you're in a 2v1 situation. Sai having to clutch this up. It seems like they're backing off instead.
It's so tactical. And Echo
Yeah.
are struggling to find a pulse on EG and their tempo for each round. Are they going to push faster or are they going to go slow? It changes every single time. The protocols for EG seemingly endless. But so are the bullets from Psy as well, looking good, bringing things to a 1v1. It's Milky. She's one of the newer members for the EG in general. Back to CS again. Down to the 1v1. I'm sticking. It's now or never for Psy. So little time.
Oh,
Milky's
no.
there. Patience is a virtue, and EG are masters of it, it seems. Now tripling the points over Echo. It was a strong first 2 rounds for the team as well, but now the CT side, they're struggling immensely.
Yeah, kind of like you said, it was a completely strong game to play out. Most of that, honestly, I just really liked the approach. They knew that the mid take was very, very strong. They had no problems with it getting onto the site, and they managed to really just abuse that overall in this round. But maybe in the next one, they'll be able to pull something through a little bit differently, as we're seeing them try to push up towards this mid. And there's a lot of players from Echo playing there as well.
That's that conditioning factor again. Contest in the mid, you know someone plays there every single time. It's a meltdown every which way you look. It's trades after trades after trades. The human eye just can't keep up. In the sub, Minio once again, last alive. Stealthily taking down Garn at the very least. By no means a flawless round, Gompers.
More flawless rounds to come. But right here, maybe Minio can clutch things up. I mean, a 1v2 isn't the most impossible situation, And looking at it, even though it's not the best situation you want to be in, Minio's coming around, and we've seen them take a 1v1. We've seen them win it out. They could possibly do it once again. It's going to be a head that comes through, but Empathy does not have any empathy here for Echo. Mini.
No way at all.
No,
Just remorseless from Evil Geniuses now.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, comparing to, say, some of the matches from earlier today or even yesterday, this is a lot more tactical than what we've seen before. Kind of felt like with our series yesterday, things didn't necessarily devolve, but what we had seen was a lot more pressure on just raw gunfights than, say, utility usage or even general positioning. Evil Geniuses, they're prioritizing their positioning and their utility usage. Again, especially in these early few seconds of the round, so well to put that pressure on the Echo. And Echo, by now, it seems like they want to have the response to play aggressive, but that hasn't worked out. So they're forced to play on both A and B site. The issue is, though, if the bomb goes to A and you're on B, you have to rotate through. And that's where Empathy usually comes by with those snipers. But actually, Empathy this time doesn't have anything like that at all. Instead, it's just the AUG. Oh, and it continues on.
Oh, and this is a situation for Empathy to take, but they're not going to fight this out maybe just yet. It's pretty dangerous here, having a sniper watching the mid side, and this is great. Echo's trying to control it. As we saw before, this was kind of one of the biggest things that EG was trying to abuse, but this time we're going to be able to see a Molotov come back around and try to close out these corners. Sierra slowly but surely getting peeked out through, but no, Piggy doesn't notice it, and it's Sierra's taking the pick.
Really good starter there. Sierras again holding the line top towards Catwalk. Everyone else kind of just chilling though. Sierras does fall, and that does allow a great leadway into Catwalk on A site. But there's still someone holding on each side. It's the dedicated anchors left, Aisha and Folygag. There's no tradability. They're left to their own devices. They have to face a 1v3 each.
And they're split up on the sites here for Echo. They're kind of just waiting. I'd be afraid for Folygag here, especially with Empathy pushing up with, I mean, their backups, right? Jessica and Milky. They're kind of preparing themselves for the worst. A nice headshot to close things out here. A little bit more needed, though. There is 2 players left on the site, and they're going to give it away, try to take this retake in.
Keep in mind, though, up in the possession of Aisha now. Looking to rotate around towards the back of the side. Milky does have seemingly the angle. It's a matter of who can draw their guns first. Milky does instead. A 1v2, Folygag pushing up once more, waiting to protect that bomb, tries to go for the defuse.
I know, and this is dangerous too, because they know exactly where Folygag is. They have that information previously. Now looking how things are. A nice smoke to clear things up. They see the head, but Jessica finds it first. Folygag can't seem to keep up.
Unreal. And, you know, kind of similar to yesterday too, a lot of these rounds don't seem like the scoreline we see above. They're not stomp rounds at all. They come unbelievably close. Just in this last round, we nearly ended things up, but it was a 1v2. There are so many opportunities for Echo to find these conversions into round factors, but they just lose out at the very end.
Yeah, I think that was completely winnable too. I feel like they just didn't play together in that 2v2 scenario, which really just led to a lot of those punishments coming down. And when it comes down to it, then you're in the situation of an 8-2. EG just continuously raining their terror all over you. And right now, we might just be able to see that on B side again, right? Majority of players surrounding themselves down in mid. HS manages to get themselves another pick down there, but it's EG taking the 2 in replacement.
I was going to say the economy's broken. iShot does have that AK to work with, but otherwise, a P2000, you have a Deagle in your possession. The Molly burning everyone alive. There's not much room for working with, and Jessica's a beautiful 3K to mold things down and just make that goal line even more stretched. 2-9 now. Evil Geniuses, they've looked great now that they have the hands of weapons in their possession.
And as the game continues, you start to see, I mean, things that you could change, things that could happen. I do think HS is going to be great with the op, but it's the position that always just seems to get them wrong, right? They manage to have 3 stacked down in A, but majority of the players going around B. And of course, no mid control here anymore because EG, they were getting bullied there before, and they're not wanting to test things out here.
I'm so glad you mentioned mid control too, because that's where Echo is falling apart.
Yeah.
They were really good about stopping EG when they all pushed in as a group, but now that they're defaulting and overwhelming the 1 or 2 players holding these angles, dividing out, say, mid side or even A here, it hasn't been working out as well. It needs to be a team fight versus a team fight here if you're on the Echo fandom, but again, 50% Twitch chat wanted Echo to win. Oh, nothing behind the car. A lot of damage taken against Echo though.
Yeah, that car still looks better than mine. Ooh, but that looks true. But that shot was kind of nasty here. Oh, and I think once again, HS is definitely like the hope that we could see here. They're not going to try to aim for anything. They know exactly where they are. Milky trying to sneak by, not to get caught here. This is dangerous. Oh, the shots come down. They're able to get taken down inside that connector side towards mid. Now Jessica's, I mean, completely cleared out. It's up to Empathy to really take things in pride. Ooh.
This is not a good situation for anyone left on Echo. Polygag forced to push up through the smoke. Can't clear the corner. It's Kiki instead with the response. Where's HS's op? There it is. Perfect. Could be a good opportunity to save. Not too many rounds left in the first half, but, you know, the economy already broken for Echo's side. A little op action wouldn't hurt to help kind of get some cheese in their pockets.
Who doesn't like some cheese here? Yeah, keeping the op is the best call. You don't want to let go of something like that just yet, but everybody working their way around, they're like, hey, where is Sai?
I hope they didn't get that up. Oh, they're right on the other side of the door. And so
2
the
more
op
seconds.
Yeah, only a few more seconds. It could have changed everything, but the op now in the hands of iShot is really, really nice, but we haven't really seen a proper angle yet from their perspective. A lot of the time, Empathy plays that op super aggressively, especially in the beginning of each round, but the same can't really be said for iShot. Might have attempted there to find something on the rotate, but no. They contested op versus op. The better one seemingly is the victor there.
Who's going to reign victorious this time around? EG are very close to hitting a nasty middle ground here coming into the halftime. So if they can manage to get a couple more rounds in, it's not going to look good for Echo. I think Echo right here, they really need to play. Honestly, I think a little bit more so towards mid. Once again, EG, right, consistently abusing.
Yes, I agree. And I mean, when we see Echo in the holds that we see, even this round, EG are a lot more stalled than before. Usually it's a fast take onto a site from mid, but no, from behind, Minio's good for the double kill. And now focus on Sai and Polygag. They're hiding around towards pit of A. They might be good for a retake here. And Jessica's, whether she and Milky know it, Gompers, they might be surrounded if that bomb goes down.
Ooh. And this is scary too, because the A site, everything is completely open for anybody to just take their own viewing here. Jessica's having to get themselves out of that position. Seems like they're actually going to stay there, maybe pick a fight if they need to. But it is, of course, right, 4 players in a 4v2 situation. Jessica's milking, holding the angle. No, but turns away for a second. Cannot seem to find it. Is that Molly just doing it?
Oh, no. It's okay. That happens to me too. Sometimes I'll be holding an angle and I have to like mess with my, like, you know, fix my hair. It's in my eyes. And then suddenly, you know, timing, everyone's there. But I mean, no matter what, even had that happen, maybe the double kill would have changed things. But so many angles were being held by Echo, and Pit was completely unchecked for the entire round. That retake would have been enough to maybe stop EG in their tracks, and it was great for Echo here. They're able to get 1 round on the board. The first one they've been able to get since the first 2. So I'm wondering again, maybe this is the key for success. Taking more control of mid, holding those angles, waiting for EG's response, and forcing them in one of those 2 lanes could be a great way to util stop EG.
And it sucked because that could have been a really nasty play there. That honestly could have been a clutch up from EG, but the look away, the timing was so unfortunate.
Ready Molly to stop B tunnel though. Lover Girl waiting for it to go away. The smoke in return from Cirrus is huge. It's all about stalling. This is Echo's playbook. Just stall with util. Throw whatever you have at the ground. As long as EG can't see, they can't shoot.
I mean, we're looking for it here. EG. Oh, so silent. And I'm assuming they're waiting for a little bit longer to maybe close off some of the time there. They'd get a really nasty fast entry in. There comes the utility. As they start to work up, Sirius completely blinded out, but manages to take the 2K. The 3 comes through. More needed. And as they continue to get the spray out, it's there for Sirius. And will they be able to retrieve more? I mean, not right now. The back off from EG, they just completely got dominated here by Echo.
A bad case of the timings. The up falls and Kiki's the last alive. iShot still having that up. Could be good to potentially find another. Minio has the proper angle though for the last alive. A simple spray takes them down. And there we go. 2 ops in the possession, but we're coming close towards the end of the half.
What in the world? And in that position, they knew exactly where they were hiding. I didn't think that would work out so well for Echo.
Echo, like their bread and butter hasn't been their mechanical play. I mean, the mechanical play is really good, but it's just the stalling factor into holding angles. EG are being caught off so many different times, and whoa, never mind. They get being caught off guard. It's empathy to find the opening shot. The op goes down again.
And we're waiting here. Down in mid. Interesting. Once again, right, EG just consistently going for the same thing. Last round was a little bit different, and they realized it didn't work out, so trying to get more of that split push in here. Echo side gets taken down, which it ends up working in the end, but it's Minio. No, they can't hit it, and it's unfortunate because then it leads to that 2K coming down. It eats up the Folly Gag once again.
It all falls apart here for Echo, it seems. A 1v3, all promoted by Empathy, finding that opening pick. I mean, without Empathy taking down, I believe it was iShot in the beginning, like first 10 seconds. It would have been so much. But we'll talk about that after the break. No worries, we'll be back in a second. It was a rough beginning for Evil Geniuses, but they've certainly turned it around. 11-4 as we go into the second half of map number 2. Now, if you're just tuning in now, you're probably wondering, well, hey, come on, Keg, what happened to map number 1? Well, unfortunately, map number 1 never really happened. We have a sub coming in for Echo here, and she's been doing a really good job as now, but suddenly, a lot of aggression onto the site as it goes to B. Echo looking to be on the T side here, finds a lot of pressure early on B.
Ooh, okay. Milky's going kind of crazy with the dualies right now. It works out. Yeah, Rune and Tootin, and a pretty good play.
Yeah, really nice dually work there, and I mean, barely had time to talk about that first round. Here's a replay again. Yeehaw! There we go. That's North America for you. Really nice there for the 2K. I mean, that was just a fast take on the site. You know, it's pretty different from what you'd seen from the first pistol round where Echo just dumped every piece of util in EG's way, but EG didn't have any opposition going to B site. Or going, you know, attacking from B side. But that being said, though, the catwalk is the way to go. Falling Gang and company push their way up, and the defensive hold we talked about again.
Oh, Lover Girl, though. Okay, the shots just hit. They keep going, Evil Geniuses. What in the world? They just did that like it was nothing.
Wow. We're seeing it again. Just the run through, just a direct 5-person push onto a site, and 2 for 2 now hasn't worked for Echo. Let's look at that again. Garden Jessica's. Good lord. Not a single piece of util. No smokes or mollies, no flashes used at all.
That was a little bit unbelievable, that last round, but I mean, it's EG, right? What else can you say? We're going to be able to see somewhat of a bonus here. And as things go along, Empathy trying to throw out some of that utility, and Folly Guy having to push back based off that alone.
A little bit more respect from EG given now towards the back of the site. Mid-full control, it seems, for Echo, but Jessica's has a beautiful angle here. Could be good for at least one, but we need to see that entry flash or even a smoke to divide out her line of sight. She does push up, though. Doesn't find much, but it does promote Catwalk to be open for a straight shot to A. But I think that's Gardens. No, it's Lover Girl waiting for that same Catwalk angle again.
Oh, Jessica's so patient. This is going to be great. A nice Molotov to back them off. That was perfect. Not even knowing that Echo was sitting back over there. Actually, a smoke is what was thrown. Not going to be able to see much here.
Pollygag goes away from the group. Try to contest towards pit side. Might not matter, though, as the entry is staggered now from Echo.
Ooh. No, it continues. Lover Girl once again sitting in that angle. You can see the 2K. I mean, not necessarily here for Lover Girl. Didn't really hit the shots, but it was going to be the teammates that assisted Sai. Looking real good in a 2v3, but will they be able to at least get over this obstacle, right? The flank comes down. Jessica's knows this. They're going to try to climb themselves up. The Falling Guy coming around the back.
2v2.
And this is where that teamwork starts to come into play.
Folly, 4 HP in a dream to hold it alive. Does have the AK. A single shot could take down Kiki.
This is dangerous. 1v1. The head completely peeking through. That's a clutch up from Folly Gag.
That was an amazing round from Echo. I mean, I wish we had a Talistrator. There's so much to talk about there. It was a battle of the rotates and then the flanks, right? But then it turned into a battle of the rotates and the counter flanks and then flanking the flankers. Over and over again, that pit side control remains so powerful for Echo to hold on to regardless of what side they're on. And, you know, if I'm Evil Geniuses, I'm thinking we have to watch out for Folly Gag's lurks from now on because that was the most devastating one we've seen so far this map.
Yeah, Folly Guy's lurks have been amazing. Will it work out this time, though, right? You start to get those iterations. You start to adapt to it. There's not a lot of adaptations coming down in mid. Lots of players getting taken down, and you can already see Jessica says, hey, I'm gonna play in a cheeky corner here, wait for them to peek. I'll take the headshot, and now I have the bomb.
There's only 2 left alive, though, for Echo. They've all gone down in mid, including the bomb. Not on site, though. That would be too good for Echo right now. They have to use what little resources they have left, only a single flash, and their weapons to bring themselves back and take down this 2v4.
It's not going to be an easy win.
Oh, no. By no means.
Oh.
Milky's got a great angle.
Yeah, perfect, especially with a crosshair placement there, so able to win that one out, but a slow work up around here from Sai.
This is a 1v4. Gets the op as well. Blowing out the kneecaps, it seems. Sai falls. 15-4. Map and series point for EG. Feels weird to say that, considering This is the first map that we've seen from them today, but it's the facts.
Oh, and this is the last one, right? The series point. We're reaching that last 16-4 that could actually be taken over. Echo managed to get 2 rounds in a row over coming into that CT side, but things looking a lot different here. Maybe they'll be able to pull something together. I mean, just a couple rounds would be great here for Echo. It's a little bit unfortunate, as we talked about before. They have the sub, but it's going to be Piggy Kiki saying, no, it doesn't matter. There's a lot more we can do here. Have a little bit more faith. Milky trying to suppress back these players as much as they can here from Echo. It's going to be the T side. That works out well. Maybe this is the round that they get to clutch up, but it's not.
It's up to the onus of the sub, but not for much longer. It all goes down here, and Evil Geniuses take a clean 2-0 and make themselves champion, at least for now, of Group B of ESL Impact North America.